Machine learning. You hear that term thrown around all the time, right? But what is it really? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on this amazing technology that's, quietly changing pretty much everything.
I mean, think about it. It's the magic behind your Netflix recommendations, that thing that keeps your email from being a total spam fest, and it's even helping doctors spot diseases. This isn't science fiction, it's already a massive part of our daily lives.
Okay, but here's where it gets a little messy, right? People say machine learning, AI, data science, and they kind of use them all to mean the same thing, but they're not. And figuring out the difference, that's super important if you want to understand where things are headed.
So to get a handle on machine learning, we first need to kind of zoom out and look at the whole family photo. Let's put these big ideas, AI, data science, and machine learning, in their proper places so we can see how they all fit together.
Here's a great way to think about it. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is the whole big universe of smart machines. Data science? That's like the detective work happening inside that universe, asking the right questions, looking for clues in the data. And machine learning? Well, that's the super-powered magnifying glass the detective uses. It's the tool that automatically spots the patterns that a human might miss.
So the key thing, the absolute game changer, is this idea of learning from experience. We're not programming a computer with a million if-then rules. No way. We're building systems that can look at data, learn from it, and get smarter all on their own. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so if we're teaching these machines, what does that look like? Are we sitting them down in a classroom? Well, kinda. There are two main teaching styles we use, and getting the hang of these is really the key to understanding how this all works. First up, we've got something called supervised learning. Just think of it like studying for a test with the answer key right in front of you. You show the machine a bunch of examples with the right answers already labeled, and it learns the rules. On the flip side, you have unsupervised learning. This is like getting tossed into a massive, disorganized library and being told, figure it out. The machine has to find the patterns and group things together all by itself with no answer key at all. Let's make this real. Your spam filter? Classic supervised learning. It's all millions of emails that people like you and me already marked as spam and learned what to look for. And unsupervised learning, that's what's happening when Amazon says, hey, people who bought that also bought this. It's not because someone told it you'd like that product. It's because the machine found a hidden group of shoppers just like you, all on its own. All right, we've got the what and the how, but what does it actually take to build one of these things? What's the step-by-step process from just a pile of data to a smart prediction? Let's take a look under the hood. No matter how complex the problem, the basic recipe is pretty much always the same. You start with data, lots of it. You use that data to train a model. And once that model is trained, you can give it brand new stuff it's never seen before, and it will make an educated guess, a prediction. So let's break that down into 5 key steps. Step 1, you got to get the data. Step 2, you have to clean it up. This is called pre-processing, and honestly, it can take up most of your time. Step 3 is the fun part, training the model. This is where the magic happens. Step 4, you test it out, see how well it did. That's evaluation. And finally, step 5, you set it loose in the real world, which we call deployment. And trust me, you can't skip any of these. Every single step is crucial.
So, that's the roadmap. But what are people actually using to build all this stuff? What's in the toolbox for a data scientist or an ML engineer? Let's check it out. And before we even get to the specific programs, you got to understand the mindset. I love this quote from a developer who basically said, the best way to learn is to just jump in. Build something, tweak it, change some of the settings, the params, and see what happens. This whole field is built on that kind of hands-on, try it and see attitude. When you look at the actual tools, you'll see a lot of them are open source, which is awesome. Python is king, mainly because of these amazing free libraries people have built. You've got pandas to handle the data, and scikit-learn, which is like a Swiss Army knife for standard ML stuff. And for the really heavy-duty deep learning, you've got powerhouses like TensorFlow and PyTorch. It's this whole community of people building and sharing tools that makes all this possible for so many. Okay, we've covered the what, the how, and the with what. But now let's get to the really big question, the one that matters most. So what? How is this actually impacting our lives? And what are the responsibilities that come with this incredible new power? I mean, look around. It is absolutely everywhere. In hospitals, it's helping doctors read scans and catch diseases sooner than ever. In farming, it's looking at fields from space to predict how much food we'll have. It's the digital cop on the beat, spotting credit card fraud in real time. This isn't some far-off future tech. It's here, right now,
And it's a huge deal. But, and this is a huge but, with all this power comes a ton of responsibility. Think about it. We're building systems that can decide if you get a loan or even weigh in on legal cases. When the decisions are that important, the stakes are just sky high. We have to be so careful about what we're building. So, to try and get this right, the whole field is really focusing on 3 big ideas. First is fairness. We need to make sure our AI isn't just learning all of our worst human biases. Second is transparency. We can't just have a black box making decisions. We need to understand why it's making them. And last, accountability. When something goes wrong, and it will, who's responsible? We have to have answers for that.
And that really leaves us with the question of our time, doesn't it? As machine learning gets more and more powerful, woven into everything we do, the real challenge isn't just a technical one. It's a human one. How do we make sure that what we build reflects the very best of who we are and not our worst instincts? That's the conversation that matters, and it's one we all need to have. Thanks so much for tuning in.